It was people showing up with food, which is like the the part that everybody knows, you know. And then, you know, someone like people coming out to help like clean out the fridge a few days later when that had become a mess, and just feeling that sense of support of like what the supportive community did to take care of us.
I remember looking out the window, and my dad was still passed away in that room. And out the window, we could see the smoke from the day before. You know, just the pillars of smoke. I was taking it really well because I was a kid and kind of in shock, which was good because, you know, it's very much protected from all that grief and sadness and anger at what had happened. It's like when you know someone and their birthday falls very close to Christmas or something, and you have to like, you just have to give them one gift. You know, I had to deal with like this kind of grief just once.
And I don't want to say her funeral was the funniest shit, but there was a lot of funny shit that happened, and I was just like, thank you. But so we had like 5 Monsignors, like the big ones from all around St. Louis, and they're like, and I guess one of them kept farting the whole time. We put her on the ground, and I started crying, and we were by a walnut tree or like an acorn tree, and since it was November, all the acorns had started to fall. As I turn around, the Monsignor is in like his robes and stuff, turn around, and he just slid down the hill on the acorns and like fell down. And I was just like, okay. And my family's like, oh my God, Monsignor Kennedini just like slid down the hill.
There are a lot of traditions, like you cover the mirrors in your home so that you're not distracted by like needing to present yourself a certain way. You keep your home kind of available. Like I'm not even sure if you're supposed to lock the door. You're supposed to like sit kind of low to the ground. Except for me, no one really wanted to do any of that stuff. I feel like in life cycle moments, it's something that still resonates a lot for me. I was thrust back into my daily life, I think a little bit faster than I would have wanted. It sort of allowed me to see the significance of, you know, why it's okay for things to end, because it's important to move forward and it's important to allow yourself to deal with things. And sometimes even when you do have a relationship with someone that's very positive and very affirming in other ways, that can still hold you back from fully understanding yourself.
He like sent me a sign that night. His mom had made the bed and lit the 2 bedside lamps. He would always sleep on the right side and I would sleep on the left. And as I was saying goodnight to his sister, I gave her a hug and something went out and I turned around and the left side, his side of the bed, that light had gone out by itself. So I went over and I checked the switch, I checked the light bulb, and it wouldn't turn on or off. So I just thought to myself, oh, thanks for the sign, Rob. And I went to sleep, and the next morning it was a fully functional light. So it was just like, he was there. He was there. Strange things were happening. But it was comforting. It was comforting to have a kind of sign. I changed my life. I changed. After it happened, I left and I went to Paris just to go to a concert that he and I had been to. He and I went to see this band, and I was running on the treadmill, and I thought, what if I just went and saw them? He was a Penguins fan, and I said, oh, okay. Well, if the Penguins win, then I'm going to book a trip to Paris. This is the best story. And so the Penguins won. And so that night, I booked a flight to Paris right there, not realizing that I had a 12-hour layover in Turkey at night. It's like going to Turkey from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. A very scary time to be out and walking around in Turkey. Yeah, I was going through a phase of laissez-faire. I started living life. And then I ended up meeting my fiance.
How often do you tell people about your dad?
Doesn't come up. I mean, there's nothing preventing me from sharing the story, really. It's just, it's such a shitty story, hanging out with people. You don't really tell people this kind of thing.
The morning was still dark. She was walking on before him so lightly and so erect that he longed to run after her noiselessly, catch her by the shoulders, and say something foolish and affectionate into her ear. She seemed to him so frail that he longed to defend her against something, and then to be alone with her. Moments of their secret life burst like stars upon his memory. A heliotrope envelope was lying next to his breakfast cup, and he was caressing it with his hand. The birds were twittering in the ivy, and the sunny web of the curtain was shimmering along the floor. He could not eat for happiness. They were standing on the crowded platform together, and he was placing a ticket in the warm palm of her glove. He was standing with her in the cold, looking through a grated window at a man making bottles in the roaring furnace. It was very cold.